Okay, there we go. About to get this podcast up. I got the chat up, got the topics. About to get ready to start this. Again, appreciate you guys for coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty. What's up? Welcome everybody to the HPMP podcast, episode 28. We are out here and we got Dreamcast guy is missing in action right now. He's a busy man. I can completely understand. I expect him to pop in at some point, but we're gonna get the ball rolling on this on the podcast here. We're gonna start off with introductions as always. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Souls.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Nothing special to say. Just ready to do this podcast, and yeah, let's get into these topics.
Nightmare.
Hey, it's Nightmare Alpha. I hope we have a nice podcast today. I don't know. I'm just excited.
Okay. Bao.
Hey guys, Bowser Carriger here. As you all know, my favorite JRPG of all time is Xenogears. You should play it. And right now, I just got done beating half of Octopath Traveler. So yeah.
Okay. Riku.
Riku-san, one, the only one. Back in here. What's up, everybody? Playing that Breath of Fire 2. It's something. I haven't seen old girl's review yet, and this encounter rate is retarded. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. And JRPG Central.
Hey, Virgil from JRPG Central. I run a small YouTube channel based on JRPGs. So, yeah. Right now I'm playing, trying to finish up Octopath Traveler before Dragon Quest comes out.
Oh, okay. So what do you want me to call you? Virgil? JRPG Central?
I mean, it was whatever. Virgil, JRPG Central, either way.
Okay. All right. And in case you guys are wondering, Dreamcast guy is running late. But I am, of course, your JRPG god, the JRPG enthusiast, the man that actually beats his JRPGs before going on to the next one. I know how it is. Got some people out here ain't doing that, but it's cool. People play how they gonna play. They're gonna review the game anyway, even though they ain't beat it. But you know what? It's cool. But we gonna jump right into this. I usually start out with after a while asking you guys what you guys are currently playing, but some of y'all already answered that in the intro, so that's pretty cool. Right now I'm playing. Well, I don't think I'm playing anything really right now. I mean, I went to town at Octopath Traveler, got all 8 endings. I need to do some grinding to get to the last boss, because apparently facing him at anything less than level 70 is suicide. But yeah. I'm still gonna give it a go. I just don't know where to grind to get there because it's kind of slow with the grinding. But I'm cool with grinding, but it'd be nice to have a quick spot to grind. But yeah, Octopath was a damn good game. It just the story setup was not my cup of tea at the end of the day. I hope no game does this type of story setup. I commend them for actually trying something different. But please don't do this anymore. I don't want to see this game unless it's like Octopath Traveler 2. Then I get that this is how the series is gonna be. But Square Enix, don't try that shit no more.
I hope it was like a good tech demo. I hope we get the same thing but just expanded upon in the next one.
Yeah, that'd be actually pretty cool too.
This little pathway that Octopath decided to do. Has anyone here played the Saga series?
I've not.
Nope.
I've always wanted to touch on it, but yeah, it's kind of similar.
Yeah. I was going to hop into the Saga games, and the way the Saga games kind of start off. In particular, I think it's Saga 3. Romancing Saga 3. Yeah, I think... Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie, I heard the Saga series is trash.
Yeah, I've been hearing some things. I heard that's why it didn't really blow up as big as Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, since that one's also made by Square. But as far as what I saw, it looked like it started off like Saga. So I'm wondering if Octopath is Saga done right.
Oh, you're talking about Romancing Saga. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Romancing Saga. Yeah.
It seems like it is in some ways.
Yeah, that's another series I want to dive into later.
Has anybody here beaten that secret final boss?
Not yet. I'm on the way to doing it. I'm gonna do it, but I haven't done it just yet. I heard the battle was pretty epic.
I honestly think I might just skip it personally.
I tried once and then just got obliterated. So
what level were you?
I think around 60.
Okay, yeah, that's the level I
mid-60s.
heard you're gonna get obliterated at. You're gonna get
Yeah.
I think I'm just kind of burned out with the game, honestly, at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of me too. Because I decided to go the hard path and do everybody's stories. I ain't gonna lie. By the time I got through with it, I was like, I'm done. I don't feel like.
What's your
doing
guys'
this.
playtime on it?
My play times, I think it's around 70 hours, close to 70 hours.
Mine's about 85.
God damn.
Probably 70, give or take.
Okay.
80 hours in that. You did all 8?
Yeah. I just need to do the secret boss now, which I tried once, and then the moment I realized that like you can't save after fighting the bosses again, I was like, oh fuck. Like,
So it's like Mega Man, like a Mega Man X game where you're doing a boss, like
yeah.
marathon.
Not to spoil it, but yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Oh, no. Heck no. I don't want to do that. That does not sound enjoyable.
I thought you loved Mega Man.
I love Mega Man X, but that's one aspect I never liked about the games personally.
What, the boss rushes?
Yeah.
It's kind of cop-outy a little bit.
Yeah, I'll admit when I was younger, I didn't really care for it, but now that I'm older, I can easily just get through all the boss encounters in any Mega Man game, pretty much. Okay, so let's just let's jump into these topics. Actually, before I start this topic in particular, I just want to go throw you guys out a scenario. I'll talk for about maybe a minute, and then you guys see how you guys will react to this particular situation.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So say you are a indie developer,
Mhm.
and for the last 3 years you have been putting your blood, sweat, and tears into this RPG that you've been creating.
Mhm.
And you have ruined relationships. You have like pretty much your social life is pretty much dead for the most part, because it's just you. You don't have a team, just you. You're doing everything from the attack effects, the story, of course, the menus and whatnot. 100% you. And you are nervous as hell. You're just anxious for when this game is going to release and what people are going to think about it. And as the release date that you promised draws near, you're still nervous. You're not sure about it. And after everything that you've gone through emotionally, even physically, I guess, maybe, or something like all the stress that you've gone through, you finally get the courage to release the game. The game comes out. And to everybody's surprise, the game is amazing. Everybody's loving it. They're saying it's like it rivals Final Fantasy VI. It rivals Final Fantasy VII in popularity. Everybody's just eating this game up. Xenogears is surpassing that. Everybody loves it. You got like, sponsors coming at you, game developers coming at you, wanting you to be on their next project or something like that. And everybody just loves it. You're doing patches and whatnot for the game and stuff like that. So I guess after you enjoying all this success, after being nerve-wracked for 3 years, you're enjoying all the success, 6 months pass, and you're finally ready to do something with the game other than just keep racking in the money. So after those 6 months pass, there's a statistic that comes out about your game. And again, you put a lot of work into this game from the beginning to the end. You put so much detail into the end, into the middle. You did all the rise to action, the climax, and everything great. The statistic that comes out about your game is basically that only 10% of people played the game to the end. Only 10% of people played it. How would that make you feel, and would you do another game? Start off with Riku.
Well, before you even said, that question,
Yeah.
you said the game's blowing up, and you're wondering what you're gonna do. I was in my head. I was already saying, well, I mean, I already did my game, and I'm racking in the money. And I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy my life. So if 10% of the people only played it, I would feel like, well, man, I guess there's not that many hardcore gamers out there. But it is what it is. I mean, the game got positive reception, so I'm fine with that. So I would just sit back and just enjoy the rest of my life knowing that I made a good game.
Okay.
One-hit wonder type of deal. That's me though.
Okay, Virgil, how would you feel?
I mean, I would probably go on to make another one. If the first one did really well, and I still had the passion to do another one and had a good idea or something. But same thing, I'd probably just
Okay, so it wouldn't bother you that only 10% of the millions of people that have played it, that have logged into Steam, put in hours in it, only 10% of people actually got to the ending.
Would it? I mean, it would bother a part of me, but would you have a statistic as far as like how far they got, or was it just like beat it or not beat it?
Probably beat it or not beat it. But like there's like a achievement that says you got to chapter 10, the last chapter. Only everybody mostly got through chapter 1 or 2.
Right. Damn, okay. If it was only 1 or 2, that would kind of
1 or 2, yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like that would sting, but I think I would still probably make another one.
Okay, that's cool. Souls, how would you feel about this?
Okay, so as you were building up, I thought you were going to say, "And the game is trash," and nobody.
I know, right?
That's where I thought that was going.
But if everybody liked it, I mean, of course, morally, it hurt me that no one actually completed it. But if I'm getting successful from it, and getting a lot of reviews, yeah, I continue making another game. And yeah, like Riku said, breaking this money and success.
All right, Bao.
Honestly, it wouldn't bother me at all because I know how gamers are. There's always that select diehard few who do love your game and will play it to the ends of the earth and rave about it. Sort of like Yoko Taro and the first Nier. Because a lot of people hated Nier, but those were the diehard fans that loved it and followed the series, followed Yoko Taro and all that. And he kept on making games. So I feel like I would be in a similar mindset if my game, especially if the game was successful, even without people beating it, I would just continue making more.
Wow. Okay. Nightmare. Well, how you feel?
Well, depends. What kind of sales number are we talking about? If we sell millions, even 10% are 100,000s of people.
Well, we're talking about like GTA 5 sales.
Whoa. If that's the case, man, we have nearly 1 million people who finished the game, man.
Okay.
So I would not be complaining. 1 million of people is a shit ton of people, man. So I would not be complaining. But to be honest, not a lot of people actually finish their games in the first place, especially very big selling games. I mean, if you actually go, for example, for GTA 5 and look how many people actually finished the game, you will see that there's just a very small amount of people anyway. So it's not just JRPGs that have it. But in this case, if that would be me, I would not really care that much because people liked it. If I still get sales, that's great. And most indie games already plan that they make a game to finance the next game. And sometimes this is like your first game is just you want to set something out, and your second game is where you actually put in the passion, and that's where you get the money from. So I would be probably already in the pre-production of a game.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Everybody seems to be cool with it. Me, I don't know how I would feel about that. That'd be a little bit too much. 3 years out of my life, I pretty much destroyed relationships. I broke social links.
But it was all worth it if it was successful.
That's true. That is true. I'm breaking in millions of dollars, but after all that work I put in, nobody saw the ending of my game. Really?
If you're the writer of a game, then that may be disappointing to you that you put all of these hours into a great story and these great characters.
Well, actually, since we're all YouTubers, let's relate this to a video. So you're a YouTuber, you have a ton of followers, and you put, 10, 20 hours, maybe even more into a video, and you go to your statistics and you see that your video is getting views, but no one's watching it all the way to the end. How would you feel about that?
And you put an Easter egg at the end.
Right.
Yeah. That would sting.
It would sting. It would sting a lot. But of course, like my scenario, I'm getting a lot of views and stuff like that, and rocking in a lot of ad revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also the factor that in YouTube videos, you sometimes have timestamps for spoilers and all that. And some people will just don't watch a chunk of your video anyway, because you determined that they might not want to watch this in the first place. So it's a muddy comparison.
That's always weird to me because for people that I'm subscribed to, I always watch the entire video. It's only if it's a recommended video that I really skip through.
Yeah.
But if it's someone I'm subscribed to, I almost always watch all the way through.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I try to do as well, and I try to watch the entire video before I comment.
Of course, yeah.
Somebody's got people on my latest video, not even watching the entire video through, but that's a conversation for another day. But
so, am I the only person here that said they would not make another game, huh?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, but
He said, "Screw that."
you want to take the money, man. You want to take the big life, and that's not bad either.
I think it's more of, for me, a lot of stuff that I try to do, I would like to try it once. Now, if let's say I finished the game, it came out, everything you said, and I'm sitting there and I have an idea that has the possibility to blow the first game out of the water, and then I might make a second one. But if I can't really think of anything that would blow the first game out of the water, like I said, I probably would just I'm just gonna live my life, live my life like it's golden, because I definitely got the money to do it. But I would have to have some sort of oh my god, I know a sequel that would blow this out of the water. So I think that would be the only time that I would even consider a sequel.
So it wouldn't bother you that even if you make the sequel, people are not going to play it to the end. People are not going to play it pretty much at all. They'll get to maybe the middle, and they won't see everything, all the crazy plot twists and stuff like that you got going towards the end. Still,
I think for me, it's more of, I know if, let's say, I made a convention and I told people to come out, majority of the people that would come out to that convention will be the people that hardcore love and care about your game, or that small percentage of people that actually did finish it. And if I did meet those people and they said why they loved it and they finished everything, those specific people, even if it's a small amount, I feel that I would feel that it was worth it at the end of the day, even if that percentage was really small.
Okay, you guys.
I'll talk to you more in depth about that a little bit later, maybe off air.
Okay. All right, respectable. You guys are pretty. You guys are good with cash money. You guys are broad. You guys don't care about the blood, sweat, and tears. Just I raked in that money. I'm good to go. That's cool. Everybody's got their priorities. That's cool.
But you're very specific in that. What do you want up to? What are you up to, man? Tell me about it.
Nah, I was just thinking of the scenario. Well, what would I do?
Okay.
I actually got a scenario too, but I will wait till the end.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna jump into the first topic here. Actually, probably something really minor, but I'll get it out the way. The Last Remnant for PC is gonna be delisted on September 4th. Last Remnant came out on the Xbox 360, I believe, then got ported to PC a couple of years later. Did anybody actually care, or anybody actually played this game?
I did.
I did not.
I actually
I have
didn't.
a question about this game. My friend recommended it to me actually a month ago, and it was on Steam. And he was like, "You should try it. It's a pretty." He said, as far as the gameplay, it's really good, but it didn't get the recognition that it deserves. And he was saying that this game is actually pretty challenging, and that I should give it a try. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll give it a try." And then I never actually bought it. And then now this news comes out. Oh yeah, we taking it off the store. I'm like, oh shit, I think I need to go and buy that now. So I gotta ask you guys, how do you guys feel about this game? As far as is it good? Is it bad?
Well, a big problem with Last Remnant is that it turned off a lot of people to how many systems are in place, and the UI is just really busy. So it can be kind of intimidating to even look at. Especially to a casual. But if you're a big RPG fan and you're used to games like that, then I would say you might like it.
And did you like it?
It was somewhere between acceptable and good, I guess. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't top 100 JRPGs ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because this was the early days of the 360, right?
Yeah. Where 360 was just trying to get every single JRPG under the sun.
Hey, those are the good days.
They had what? Blue Dragon, Magna Carta 2,
Lost Odyssey,
Vesperia,
Infinite Undiscovery,
Eternal Sonata before it got ported.
They tried to get everything. They tried to get everybody on their system. That shit did not work. Whatever.
I remember there was an old article that was like, the Xbox 360 just sold 10,000 units in Japan, and it was just because some JRPG came out.
It's not wrong. They sold. I know how much it is. After basically the end of most of the business deals, the Xbox 360 sold 200,000 copies in Japan.
200,000 copies
compared to, they said,
so
2 million of the original Xbox they sold beforehand. At least that was a while ago. I don't know if this article was accurate anymore, but it was not much.
Man,
But anyway, the true question is, why do they delist the game? That's the question. I have seen many games that haven't been in business for ages and are still on Steam. You know,
That's a good question. Maybe
I don't know.
They setting up a re-release or something like that. Could that be it? I don't know.
I don't know. It's
possible, but I kind of doubt it.
maybe they lost
Maybe
the
some-
license or something
what I was
like
about
that. That's probably more realistic because, to be honest, even if you make a re-release, you usually don't remove the original game from the store because that's a potential extra buy that you could snack up.
True. But wouldn't it cost? Doesn't it cost money to keep your game on Steam or something like that?
No,
Or-
not really. Steam has a deal that that they support the game and keep it up online, but they get a share from every sale you do. This is the deal. That's why so many games are on Steam. You know, like I think it's a 20% share of the price, and as long as they get their 20%, you can keep your game up there forever. I think there is a process of re-administration for something, but it's very low, and it's depending on the licensing contract you have with Valve. And most people just go for an unlimited contract because it can rake in game money forever, basically.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah.
As for me, The Last Remnant was so skippable. Like you could just skip that and just be good with it. If anybody said they actually cared about this game, I would have laughed in their face. I would have called bullshit. Like you did not care about this game. Like shut up.
Your tweet killed me. I thought it was so accurate.
Like don't be coming to this game now and you're all like, oh my god, this game's amazing. Like you didn't care enough about it. They could have delisted this game and not said anything, and your life would have been just fine. So shut up.
But it happens so rarely that Steam puts something, removes something from their store. That happens basically only under two circumstances: somebody decides to change the license, or it has such a bad reputation that they have to pull it down because maybe it's already a scam. You saw it with some early access games and stuff like that. So. But I think The Last Remnant is not a scam. I mean, the game was fully released.
Just real quick, people in the chat. I know there's some of y'all that actually cared about the game. I'm just saying, like the majority of people out there didn't really care this game really existed or something like that. I know you cared about the game, but when the last time you honestly played the game besides when you heard about it delisted? And let's be real.
Just make this comparison. What if Square Enix decided to delist Final Fantasy VII suddenly? You know. That'd be crazy. And for some people, it is like that because it is one of their favorite games. It influenced them. Maybe it's one of their first JRPGs, and they kind of got into it. You know, you never know. One game has to be the first, and you're like, "Oh, sad. I'm not going to buy this anymore, or not going to get that." By the way, a delisted game on Steam usually means you still can download it. At least I remember it as long as you have it in the library, but I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me on that.
Oh no, they said you could. But here's the question I have. Let's say you didn't buy it, and can someone, if someone you know has it, can they gift that to you? And can you
no, not really, because the gifting system doesn't work like that. But there are other ways. I mean, there are a lot of physical copies of this out there for your local console, so you could buy that.
I know compatible yet?
What?
Is that backwards compatible?
I didn't hear about that, but the Xbox 360 list is a little bit wonky, so maybe not. But hey, getting an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3 out shouldn't be that hard. I mean, how expensive are these things nowadays?
Yeah.
You know? If you really want to play it, you find a way to play it.
Yeah, do what Vito Shizu said. Just check out games like Eternal Sonata, Star Ocean, and Vesperia.
Okay. Those are way better. Just a quick side note here. People are waiting for Dreamcast guy. He's kind of late, so I think he'll be in. Alrighty, so let's move on to the next topic here. Actually, this is a topic I probably asked before on other episodes, but do you guys think even with the next generation that Microsoft and the Xbox can win over Japan?
No,
it's
Probably
hard.
not.
No, I don't
Absolutely
think
not.
so. I think they have a better chance of pushing Windows 10. That's more
Have
likely.
you seen those Xbox One sales in Japan? They're like
Ugh.
double digits.
The crazy thing
No.
is that there are some Japanese kids who like that's their thing. There are like 10,000 Japanese kids who are like, no, I'm Xbox, man. Xbox all the way. Like,
Yeah.
who are these people?
You know, I know
Like
that
they're playing their
Yeah.
Square Enix published Call of Duty and
Yeah, I mean it's kind of similar to like definitely not to the same degree, but when you look at I guess people like us where we sit here we play our JRPGs
Right.
we are a niche in
Yeah.
comparison to the masses that play their Call of Duties and their GTAs and Maddens every time they come out and drop millions and millions in the area that we live in. Obviously that has to be to some degree the same in Japan where there's that one Japanese guy that loves his Madden and his
exactly.
and everyone's looking at him like he's a weirdo. Like, what are you doing with Madden?
Yeah.
NBA, what? Huh? Yeah, I love Kobe.
There's always that vocal minority.
Yeah, so he's the
Call
minority.
of Duty.
He loves him some guns. Yeah.
But truth be told, the Japanese lag a little bit behind when it comes to personal computers already with their technology, and Microsoft is pushing Windows 10 really hard. So maybe there will be an overlap in the future, and then they realize, oh look, there's a Microsoft store. No, there are some cool little games. Never played this Halo. Looks kind of interesting. Maybe I play that. There are these kind of people who just want to try out and that they see, oh, there's a new store. I never saw this. I actually had one Japanese gamer talking to me for a while, and he was like, wow, the first time I discovered Steam, it was like a whole new world. And I'm like, yeah, man, I know what you felt like, in 2004. but the truth be told, it's just one of these things, that happens. And we shouldn't judge. Because other people judge about us, and then we're not the best kind of guys,
I'm
There's
just
no judgment. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah, I could just imagine that little Japanese Jimmy. He's just sitting there. You know how sometimes we don't get a game that Japan made, like a good JRPG. It's not over here.
Yeah.
And then we're like, damn, I don't know if that'll ever get localized. Could you imagine little Jimmy in Japan? Oh no, Madden 2019 is it coming over to Japan? Not getting localized. Damn it. I wish I speak English.
I'm pretty sure EA is so money hungry that they would definitely get Madden over there.
Yeah.
That was not always the case. The Europeans for a while didn't get a Madden. That was weird.
Okay.
Yeah, but they care about their FIFA though.
Yeah, that's true. But still, Madden is back. So
True.
They want the real football.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to another topic here. Shin Megami Tensei 5 had a small little, I guess, teaser update. I don't know what the fuck this was. Basically, they said that the game is still in development. They wanted to reassure everybody that the game is still, being worked on, I guess. And that they're also going to have a potential port of Nocturne or a remake of Nocturne. So 2 questions I got to ask you guys. When do you guys think SMT5 is going to release?
I want to say probably around winter next year, earliest, at least in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say late 2019, maybe.
Yeah, around that time frame. I don't think that it comes early.
Okay. You guys still got faith in this game, right? That it's actually, not vaporware, it's not some Final Fantasy 15 bullshit, Like
I mean, Atlas is known for taking their
it's
sweetest
Atlas.
time. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Alice always delivers.
So what about the Nocturne potential Porter remake? You guys think that's actually going to be considered, or that's going to happen before or after SMT5 gets released?
Well, the creator just said he'd be interested in remaking it.
But
At
that
this-
means that they didn't start already, and it would probably take time, and it's not an easy process, so probably not before.
So would you guys want the port next year, or would you guys wait for 2 or 3 years for a remake?
Like, if we were getting a remake of Nocturne, that would no way come next year.
Yeah, that's why I said 2 or 3 years we get the remake, or would you rather just settle on a port that will come out probably next year?
I would just wait. Honestly, a remake of Nocturne, it wouldn't give me hype, but Sure, I'd buy it.
Nah,
But
For
for
me,
me,
it's just
Nocturne
a-
isn't one of my top SMT games, anyways. So
I mean, it's a nice to have, but it's not a we need bad, you know?
Yeah, especially after watching Shadow Elite.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
be
kind
real.
of burnt out just from watching.
I'll be real with you guys. I don't see the hype. I don't see the hype with Nocturne. Okay, like I haven't played it for a while. I haven't live streamed in a while, but from what I played, I'm like, this is like I guess at the time maybe it was good, but since I've played so many SMT games, I'm like, this is just like a standard SMT game at this point. But I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Nocturne is Nocturne the hard one?
Yeah, Nocturne's supposed to be like one of the hardest JRPGs ever, supposedly.
Supposedly.
only on hard mode. Normal mode, not really.
I was gonna say, anybody play Devil Summoner? Because I haven't played that. Would that be more interesting than Nocturne? You think?
Oh, definitely. Devil Summoner is a lot more unique. For one thing, it was real time battles.
Okay, I see. I never played that one. I always saw
that's
it back in the
definitely
day.
different for SMT games, real time.
Yeah, I always saw it back in the day when I was visiting like EB Games or whatever, and I would just see it in store. I'd be like, oh, I should buy this game, but I never went to it. I wasn't big into JRPGs back then like I am now.
Yeah,
I,
same.
I would play it if they came out with a port or something.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody excited for Valkyria Chronicles 1 coming to Switch?
I mean, maybe Blake and one other person, but
I'm excited for other people. But
Yeah.
I mean, if they have fun with it, that's great. I mean, a new audience gets to experience this great little jam. But
I mean, I own it
that-
on Steam. I own it on PS3, PS4. At this point, I couldn't care less about a Switch port.
I mean, it kind of became the Skyrim of JRPGs, you know? Weird.
I mean, I see so many people on Twitter hyping this up like it's like amazing. I'm like, bro, first of all, this game came out 10 years ago. Okay, it was hype back then. Of course, it's gonna be hype right now. It came out on PC. It came out on PS4. Like, why y'all getting so hyped? And like some of the people I see hyping it up are people that are saying like it's only coming to Switch. like it's only on Switch. Like, you can't play it nowhere else but the Switch. I'm like,
But from what I've seen, these are people that haven't even played it at all.
Yeah.
How much is this game gonna be too?
It's confirmed
That's a good
$20.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good,
20?
good. For the physical?
Confirmed.
no
It's
physical.
digital only.
Oh, it's digital.
which is a bummer.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Something about Switch cartridges.
Oh, and
makes
also,
me
if you own Valkyria Chronicles 4, you get 25% off on it.
think, ooh, that's
Oh.
pretty cool.
Off of the 20 already?
Yep.
Wow.
That's actually-
you know what, with Valkyria Chronicles 4 coming out, you know, people are gonna buy that and be like, this is just like Valkyria Chronicles 4. But no, this is like Valkyria Chronicles 1. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I don't see many people. I think people are just like really hyped for Valkyria Chronicles 4. They're not really seeing that it's pretty much Valkyria Chronicles 1. I've only played the demo, and of course, I will leave my end game, thoughts, I guess you could say, from when I finally played the game. But as big of a Valkyria Chronicles fan I am, I'm a little bit disappointed. I kind of felt like they could have did so much more.
Yeah, that was my thoughts. It was like playing the exact same game with one or two slight changes.
Yeah. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm sure everybody's still gonna hype it up. Everybody's still gonna love it because, like I said, it's been 10 years since Valkyria Chronicles 1 honestly came out. We haven't seen a real Valkyria Chronicles sequel overseas over here in years. So people don't know what they're missing. People don't know the stuff that's coming out. People don't know the stuff that they're repeating or recycling or anything like that. So I guess it's good for them. Let them have it. Valkyria Chronicles always seeing, a new audience, and sales is always great. So I'm gonna leave it be, but I'll leave my thoughts when it comes out.
I just find it funny that you say it's just like Valkyria Chronicles 1, and that they could do so much more with it. You remember the last time they did so much more of a game and how you liked
That was
that?
too much more.
Okay, first
I know, but come on,
it's just spin-off, and we don't talk about that trash, Valkyria Revolution.
I just say, man, I'm just
Actually, is that
saying.
game's story important to the overall mythos? Or
Man, fuck that game. I don't want to talk about that game.
I think that answers your question definitively with a no.
That game was trash. They tried to experiment with it. They tried to get it was pretty much for people overseas. They tried to get a more action-based, story-heavy game. It flopped. It failed. I hope they never go back to it.
Because 3 was a side story to 1, but it expanded. I forgot what's their face. white hair girl with the big boobs. It expanded her character a lot.
Yeah, it did, and it was a damn good game. Nobody got to play it. I hope they honestly not remake it, just port it over to Steam or something like that. Maybe do a little graphical overhaul if you can, like something like Type 0 to Type 0 HD type of deal. If you guys remember that,
Yeah.
But I they really need to bring over the other Valkyria Chronicles 3. That's an important title. But I fear that it might be too graphically challenged, I guess you can say. Too much of a project for Sega to handle, maybe? I don't know.
Is the fan translation on that pretty decent?
When I played it, it had some hiccups in some areas. You had some text going off the screen, some text just not showing up. But I think they fixed it, and it's a lot better now. So if you could definitely play it, you'll have a better experience than what I had.
Cool.
Let's talk about Grandia 1 and 2 HD remasters. I for one didn't think this was going to happen, especially coming out to the Switch, or at least Grandia 1 for that matter. Yeah. I only played really Grandia 3, and I really enjoyed that a lot. So if they get that over as a HD remaster, then I'll be hyped. But
I said the same thing. I was hoping that comes out, following these two.
Yo, Grandia 3 had like the most kick-ass battle theme, like one of the most kick-ass battle themes I've ever heard.
Besides that cringy anime.
Oh yeah, definitely. The opening you're talking about, yeah, that was a little bit sus. How do you guys feel about these Grandia 1 and 2 HD remasters? Are you gonna buy them, or is it just something that you played, you've been there, you've done that, happy for people on the Switch, and I'll move on?
Well, see, for me, Grandia and Wild Arms are two RPGs series I've never gotten to play, but always wanted to. So this is perfect for me. Although I'll probably wait a day or two just to see if it's actually good or not.
Okay, Virgil, you gonna say something?
Yeah, basically the same thing. I never really got to play Grandia, so this is like the perfect chance for me to jump in, pretty much.
Okay. Souls?
I'm actually really excited for these. I've only played, I never got a chance to finish Grandia 1. I've only played like half of it, but I did play Grandia 2, which is the one I'm mostly hyped for. From what I can tell, Grandia 2 is actually going to be the one that we got on PC, the remake of the PC version. They're going to be releasing that one for like the PS4 and Switch. But I'm really mostly excited for 2, like I said. I'm curious to see how they're going to do the first one. Seems as though that was like all 2D sprite based.
Wasn't like Grandia 2 on PC? Wasn't that the HD remaster?
Yeah, that's the one that's going to be coming with the first one.
Oh, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, the Grandia series is really great. I definitely recommend it. It's kind of like the battles are kind of like real time / turn based.
There's like an active turn-based battle system, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Riku, what do you think?
Grandia. You guys know I'm diving into a lot of classic JRPGs going back. I'm over here struggling through this Breath of Fire. Grandia was on that list. Grandia is actually one of the games. I think it was like 5 or 4 games that were all tied, like really up there for me to be really hyped to play. It was Grandia, Xenogears, Legend of Dragon,
Legend of
Final
Dragon,
Fantasy 9, and what was the last one? Breath of Fire 4. Those 5 were just like right kind of on the same level of like I'm hyped to play these games. I can't wait to get to them. And when they said that Grandia was coming to Switch, so you said PS4 and Switch. Are you sure about that? Because as far as I heard, it was just Switch.
I think it's Switch and PC.
Yeah, Switch and PC.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn it was coming to PS4.
But Langrisser is coming to PS4.
Yeah, Langrisser.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it was coming to PS4, I'd have been like, yeah, that I missed that because I remember I was low key kind of salty because your boy over here, he doesn't have a Switch, and right now I still don't see enough games on the Switch for me to buy it. So when I heard that Grandia was coming to Switch, I was like, damn it, I don't see no damn PS4 version here. But I am diving deep into Steam, and my Steam library is really small. But if there's one game that I do already have bought on Steam, it's Grandia 2 Anniversary Edition. That's where I was intending on playing that. So when they did announce that Grandia 1, which is not on Steam right now, is coming to Steam, I was like, okay, I'll just get that one when it comes to Steam also. So I'll play them there. I'm hyped for the series. I've heard that it is, some people compare its battle system a little bit to Legend of Heroes to some degree. So
I didn't know that. Okay.
I would like to get into that, Grandia.
Nightmare, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, it's nice to have just something we can put on the eternal list of things we have to do. I don't know if I need I don't know if I need more JRPGs on my backlog, so
You always need more JRPG.
No joke.
I try to keep my backlog as small as possible.
I'm just saying I'm kind of tired of old things. I want to see new things. That's
Really?
what I'm saying. You know, I want to. It's like nice to have a history, have traditions, but I would prefer to see just something new. You know, instead of
Interesting.
constant re-releases.
I think for me, it's the complete opposite. There are so many things in the past that I want to dive into, and if they make their way to, newer consoles, easier to access stuff, I don't have to go down to the interwebs to find them, But that's all good for me. But yeah, we're just in two different mindsets now. Yeah, I personally don't want to see anything new right now. Like the only games I'm looking forward to right now in the future that actually have release dates is Spider-Man and Where's Orochi 4. I can't think of any other game that has a release date that I'm looking forward to right now. So
Excuse me, Dragon Quest 11?
You want to talk about Dragon Quest 11 right now? We could do this.
Let's just calm down for a little bit. No, I'm about to go on you about that, but let's just calm down for a little bit.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
we'll talk about Dragon Quest 11 later.
All right, so somebody said something about it. What about Langrisser? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Langrisser? Yes.
Langrisser. Virgil, you know anything about this? Because I never played these games.
Man, I haven't either. I just know the first one was called War Song on Genesis, and it was like almost like the Genesis's Fire Emblem, almost,
Okay.
And I love Fire
I never
Emblem.
missed this either.
And I'm really interested in them, especially with these remakes coming out. But I don't really know anything about them.
Okay.
You said it was called Sega's Fire Emblem. That if there's anything to sell these Fire Emblem fans, it's that right there.
Well, current Fire Emblem fans, you need waifus and shit like that.
Dude, no shit, man. I could talk about that for forever.
Anybody else care about the Langrisser? I'm sorry.
I'm interested in it because
I gave it a look.
Yeah,
I wanted names. Never knew anything about them though.
Yeah,
Same.
Man,
yeah.
It's got a classic anime artist that I really like a lot.
You know what's funny? His artist, I think it was Satoshi Urushihara. His art style is very familiar, if you know what I mean.
Not really. What exactly do you mean?
Okay.
He drew a lot of different things.
Yeah.
He drew some things that you might want to look up, Shadow. Some things he
not safe for work.
He's got some shows.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is not the first time. Come on.
Legit though, his art's beautiful. Like
It is.
It's nice. I like that nice late 90s art style he's got.
I think you can switch between the old and the new style too.
Yeah, at first it was like only this really generic looking new art, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh man. But yeah, I saw that you can switch or something.
Like comparing that new art style to the old one, it was just
Yeah.
I'm interested in the series. I hope because they had like 5 of these games or 3. They had a decent amount. I looked into. They had a decent amount of these games that came
We
out.
only got the first one.
Yeah. So if these two, I was trying to, like I said, I was diving in a lot of old JRPGs, getting into them, and Fire Emblem was one of the series that I went ahead and grabbed. I wanted to get into more tactical RPG games, and that's what this is. So I was like, yeah, this is the one. Like we said, Souls. This is the one that was coming to Switch and PS4. So when it comes to PS4, I will definitely give this one a shot.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be looking up this artist as soon as we're done here. But we're gonna move on to another topic here. Definitely gonna try to write that down. So the Dark Souls trilogy has been announced for PS4 and Xbox One. I know some of y'all in here are huge Dark Souls players. Is this where I honestly get my feet wet with Dark Souls? Is this where I should go?
We don't know yet. Maybe it's terrible optimized and you will get nothing out of it. So I think wait until we know if it is a good frame rate. After that, you can ask again.
So what's called the Dark Souls trilogy for PS4 and Xbox One.
Correct.
But don't we already have Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 on PS4?
Right. So I think it's just a bundle. Of
Yeah, it's a bundle.
Okay, so it's a bundle. So
okay.
yeah, I mean, they
might
weren't
as well.
Yeah, if they're as far as I know, the version of Dark Souls 2 that I played on PS4, that was well optimized. Dark Souls 3 didn't really have that many issues, and I haven't heard any complaints about the Dark Souls 1 remaster. So if it's those three just all on one disc, I think we're fine. But those Nintendo Switch guys seem to be a bit salty. Why is that?
They're always salty. They
Probably
don't get
because
something.
Well, the
always
issue,
salty.
No, they
the
do.
issue was that.
I think they have a right to be salty this time, though. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, the issue is that Dark Souls 1 for Switch is launching on the same day as the trilogy on other consoles, and people are pissed that they think. In fact, who they're mad at? I think it was Nintendo, maybe.
It was
Or
your
Bandai,
boy.
whatever. I know Nintendo fans are pissed at somebody because of that, saying they're screwing
It's
over.
your boy Blandrew that's pissed.
Yeah, Blandrew was one of them.
Man, listen, these Nintendo fanboys can get all riled up and mad, but let's be too real. They ain't gonna finish the games. They ain't gonna play any of the games. They're lucky to get through Dark Souls 1. So
You Nintendo guys need to calm your ass down. Y'all getting Grandia 1 and 2. I don't got that shit. We all want something that we ain't gonna get. Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4.
Oh man.
We're gonna talk about that soon, but we all can't get what we want, Nintendo guys. Calm down.
hey man, if you weren't a big fanboy of one console, you can get everything and you'll be just fine. But people out here about to be fanboys that gotta stand behind the little piece of plastic and defend it whenever somebody talks shit about it. I'm like, bro, just get the consoles that you gotta get to play the games that you want. Like,
You said you can have everything you want, but I know there's one thing that you wish you had, but you don't have. Shadow, you want to hear it?
Go ahead.
Time.
Don't we all?
I ain't got time.
Yeah, I bet you wish you had a hyperbolic time chamber. You just grab all your shit and just go in there and come out 5 minutes later and be like, yeah, my entire backlog is done. And you have this long beard. Yeah, I'm ready for the new games now because I'm done. I've been in there for 5 years.
Look like
In 5
this.
minutes.
Honestly, the only game I got on my backlog is Ni no Kuni 2. There's literally no reason why I shouldn't have not played that game. That's
Nah, there's a reason.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was well, from what the 1% that I honestly played.
That was a real bummer for me. For some
Oh
reason.
wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the first one a lot though, and I don't know, man.
All right, so we're gonna get a little bit to the non-JRPG topics a little bit, but I guess we could talk about Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4, but let's not linger too long on it. I know Riku, you got a lot to say about this. So, from what you guys know, why do you think we haven't gotten a localization announcement for Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4? Where are they? What's XC doing? What's NIS America doing? I heard they're taking over or something like that. I'm not sure.
Well, for 4 at least, it's not even out in Japan yet, so there's no surprise there. But with 3, I think they're simply just taking their time translating it, honestly.
Did they even say they were working on it?
We don't have confirmation or anything, I'm pretty sure.
I'm hoping that by the time we get 3 and 4, that we just get them both together on the PS4.
Okay.
So you ready? You ready?
Wait, does anybody else have anything to say on this topic before
Not
Riku
really.
has his dissertation or something like that on this?
Well, also the fact that Trails of Cold Steel 4 is apparently the end to like every single Trails game. So yeah, if you haven't played the others, you might want to.
I want to play them too.
All right, Riku, go right ahead, man.
Okay. So let's just bring it all the way back to September 26th of 2013.
I'll put a time limit on you, my dude.
All right. Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel came out in Japan on 2013 September.
Damn.
2 years later, we got it in 2015. So that was about a 2-year gap for Trails of Cold Steel 1. So we move over to Trails of Cold Steel 2. Trails of Cold Steel 2 came out in 2014 for Japan, and they came out in 2016 for us. Another 2-year gap. So if we're going to Trails of Cold Steel 3, we're not going to talk about Trails of Cold Steel 4 right now. Like Bao said, Japan doesn't even have it. So we're not going to talk about that one for right now. But for Trails of Cold Steel 3, that came out September 28th, 2017, last year. So if we follow the patterns, it seems like there's a 2-year gap between them. I would say before we start to actually complain about Trails of Cold Steel 3, let's give it the same amount of time that Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 took to get translated and localized and brought over, which was minimum 2 years. So by the time September 2019 comes and we do not have Trails of Cold Steel 3 in our hands, then we riot. But until then, I think it is fair to give Trails of Cold Steel 3 the same amount of time 1 and 2 took to come over here. And as far as I heard, the dialogue on 3 is a lot more than 1 and 2. So give or take a little bit more than 2 years. So
but like you seem to be very familiar with these release dates and whatnot. Did they ever give a heads up for Trails of Cold Steel 2 that they were localizing it at the very least, or that was definitely coming over?
So for Trails of Cold Steel 2, when they announced that Trails of Cold Steel 1 was being brought over, they also announced that they're also working on Trails of Cold Steel 2, to be localized also. So before we even got 1 in our hands, they already told us that they're localizing and they're bringing Trails of Cold Steel 2 also before we even got 1. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did the same thing with Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4, since they're kind of paired together, kind of like 1 and 2, first and second chapter, 0 now. Other than third chapter, a lot of the games are paired together. 3 and 4, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time we got 3, there, Exceed also says, yeah, we're also working on 4. It's being translated right now. Here's 3. Whenever that day comes, it will be a hype day. But yeah.
Okay. And real quick, do we need the Crossbow games? Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd say yes.
Those,
Yes.
3 is also a sequel to the other games as well. So yeah, you really want to touch up on the other games before you head to 3.
Yeah, you really do, man. Like,
so they have a conundrum. It's either they translate the Crossbow games or jump straight to 3.
I really do think they need to. Nihon Falcom needs to work with some other localization teams other than Exceed to get Zero and Owl over here, because Exceed, they out there doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and they may be doing Trails of Cold 3 in the backgrounds, but how Twitter is. Every day on Twitter you see Exceed's like, oh yeah, we just localized, we're bringing out this game, and then the whole comment section is like, where's Trails of Cold Steel 3, you assholes? So, they obviously have a lot on their plate, but all we can hope is that they're working on it in the background and they're not going to announce anything until they are close to being done.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, we shall see. I'm interested in that 2-year theory that you got going on there, Riku. We shall see. I will be the first one rioting in the streets if I'm December 31st, 29th, whenever December ends. Whatever. I'll be there with my pitchfork ready to be like, XC, what's up? What's going on? I want this game now. All right. I'm just saying, because it took me a long time to play Cold Steel 2. It took me like maybe a year or maybe even 2 years to play Cold Steel 2. So let's get this going. All right.
Hey man, like I said, man, if there's one thing that you don't have, is the time. Right now, you do when it comes to Trails of Cold Steel 3. We already told you what you need to do to get caught up with it. And I'm not trying to put you on blast, but that second chapter is just looking at you like, what's good?
Just real quick, I played like maybe in 2 hours of second chapter like 2 or 3 days ago, and I was like, damn, I still love this thing, man. The dialogue is so smooth. I could just it's like reading a book or something like that. I don't know. It's just so good. And I don't know if I want to commit my time because Dragon Quest and
understandable
are coming out. I don't know if I want to dedicate my time to that. But yeah, we're gonna move on from there. Yeah. Let's get to some of the non-JRPG topics. Something that I was really surprised of that happened this week, I believe. Onimusha is coming, is being re-released. Do you guys think this game is going to age well with a lot of people?
Since they changed the controls, yes.
Yeah. I was going to say they changed the controls from that like Resident Evil 1 style.
Okay.
So they said they changed the controls. They added a easy mode difficulty, and what else did they say they did? They did one more thing.
I think they changed the screen ratio, screenshots.
Yeah. Okay. I'm interested in Onimusha. I've never. Yeah, I've never really been interested in Onimusha when it first came out because that was back in the day where if it wasn't Dinosaurs, I don't give a fuck about it. I was in that mindset for probably majority of the PS2 era, which is sad. I wish I wasn't in that mindset because my friend gave me Onimusha 1. Well, no, he gave whichever one you start off with Jubei. That may have been 2, and I didn't like him. I thought the game was boring. I thought it was stiff. I thought it was stupid. But now, now that they're coming back out, especially with all these samurai games, Jesus Christ, freaking Ghost of Tsushima, Neo 2, and Sekiro all coming out. I guess Capcom was like, hey, it's time for samurai games. We got a samurai game. Onimusha, baby. Because, Capcom been on a roll, man. They've been giving us almost everything we wanted.
Talk about Capcom. It was like a year or two before they were saying like Capcom is going bankrupt.
Yep.
Or they were just in the tank, or like they were in the red severely.
Yeah. Really was looking good after MVC Infinite.
It was a little around there because remember they wanted to use as little money as possible when it came to making Infinite to try and make a profit, and that backfired.
We can tell.
And that backfired like a motherfucker. And they're like, "Oh shit, we really got to kick it into gear." And this past year and a half or two, they literally been giving us everything we wanted. Like,
granted,
Evil's good. Mega Man's good. Onimusha's back. There was another. Oh, Devil May Cry 5 is here. Like, Jesus Christ, Capcom.
Granted, they haven't been putting out anything new, but I mean, when it comes to Capcom, I can't really complain because they got a lot of great titles under their belt.
Yeah.
I just think that they just need to come out with Dino Crisis now, and I'll be set for life. Like Capcom, you good? Just go sleep. You go sleep in the corner. You're good. You're good with Dino Crisis.
Yeah, I was saying that with Capcom too. I was like, yeah, that's good. You giving us these Mega Man Legacy collections, and I appreciate them. Trust me, I do. But we're not done with Mega Man. Where's that Mega Man Legends 3, bro? First of all,
you ain't never getting that, bro.
No, man. That ship has sailed, man. That ship has sailed.
But people said Mega Man X ship has sailed. And now there's a rumor about a Mega Man X9. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, but
that's not a rumor though. We know for sure if forgot the number, the new classic Mega Man game does good, then we can get X9.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They already tried to make a Mega Man Legends 3, and they completely destroyed it. And there is this kind of thing where we're like, I'm not sure if we should start over. The last time they did that, they made some great games, but I'm not so sure they're going back. They're going first the safe route. So expect first a good Mega Man game, then a good Mega Man X game, and then pray for a better
Legends Legacy Collection. Let's go. Mega Man Legends.
No, that's 4 steps ahead. First, you get a Battle Network game first. So
Battle Network Legacy Collection.
That would be also nice. That's okay. That's an okay thing.
You got Mega Man 11 as well. I forgot about that.
I just want a real Breath of Fire 6. That's all.
Legacy Collection.
Okay.
Capcom's you still got a lot of work to do. I
don't really care if we're playing 1 and 2 no more.
All I say is Onimusha is a good start. I'm just surprised they didn't do like 1, 2, and 3 or something like that coming together. But I guess they wanted to test the wars and see how this one does.
Because it's coming out as a PS2 classic, right? On the PlayStation Network thing.
I don't think so. I think it's coming out as a full-blown release.
Is it a port or a remaster or a remake? Like, what exactly? I
think this is a remaster.
Yeah, it sounds like a remaster to me.
I think this is a remaster.
Yeah.
Also, there's the other thing that maybe it's a little bit harder to get Onimusha free out. This whole genre no licensing thing.
That's true. But I think he will. I think he will jump at the chance to be getting some money for each sale. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he'll be okay with that.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what goes.
It's only gonna be $20 though, so that's another good thing.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that. I thought it was gonna be like $40 or something like that. Okay. Nope. So let's talk about this Spider-Man downgrade. I don't know if you guys really care or you guys are really looking into this too much.
Only people angry are people that don't know freaking game design.
I don't know, man. I just say this. I want to have a good Spider-Man game, and I don't really care as long as it looks decent. It doesn't need to look perfect, If It's a comic game. If you have a comic art style, that's okay. I don't care for puddles.
Here's the thing for that. I was under a rock when that shit came out. So when it was at its at its peak, the fucking fan, all that hatred and shit, it got to me, and I was caught up in it for a while until I realized what was going on, and I was just like, all right, this is why. I love me some internet. I love the social media and all that stuff. But this is probably the first time that the social media has ruined the hype to some degree for an upcoming game, because that is my most anticipated game for the rest of this year. And social media kind of like they chopped like half of that hype off.
It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that it's like that's the conversation now. It's not about
okay, wait. As I understand it, I don't know if the people complaining about these games are like console exclusive players, that they only play on console, they never played on PC. Because I think PC people can see that this is kind of a big deal. To me, this game looked like when it showed up at E3 2017, it looked like a PC game running at ultra settings. And now what we got is a game running at high settings with some textures and effects off. That's what it looks like. It's not just about the puddle, because the puddle is a level of detail for graphics.
Yeah, it's definitely more than the puddle.
See, that's the issue, though. Before a game releases, all that preview footage you're seeing is running on a PC.
Yeah.
When it has to ship to a PS4, it can't handle that. So you have to downgrade it.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure they claimed it was on a Pro the whole time. Like I think.
Oh, really?
I think. Like, and even on their Twitter, I think they said that like this has always run on a Pro. Like there is no downgrade, and that's the thing that bothered me so much was like how overly defensive they were about it. When some screenshots, it's like clearly the lighting is worse. It's not even the puddle; it's the lighting on the suit. Like.
And like even little details, like with little cutscenes, there's sometimes where his eyes are moving. Like they don't even like do that thing where they close anymore.
No, really? That's a thing?
Yeah.
Man, I thought that was so like that. I thought that was such a cool detail.
Yeah, me too. Like his eyes just stay like old Spider-Man.
Damn.
But like I was saying, like if you could just see that that puddle is taken out, that means a level of detail when it comes to the graphics is not there anymore. And that affects the whole game. People are just going crazy over a simple puzzle. It's more to it than that. And like I said, the people that are complaining about this, you don't PC game. You can't, because you don't know what it's like to turn a game down from ultra settings to high settings with some effects off. I will never forget the time I saw a comparison between Borderlands 2 on PC and on 360. It was garbage. The 360 version we were playing was absolute garbage. I saw all these effects, the running word through a pipe, the bullet decals, the little sparks. You see all that on the PC version, but when you get to the 360 version, it looks like shit. Like none of that shit is there. And most people are just saying it's just a simple puddle. Like, no, that is not the case. If you PC game, you should be able to tell that this potentially leads to other things being taken out of the game or a level of detail not being there anymore.
Here's the thing with me. This is why I'm not like super pissed about it. At least not anymore. When it comes to advertising the gameplay, we know for a fact that what they advertised and what we're going to get is going to be exactly what they advertised. So since at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to be mostly caring about. I'm not as balls off the wall as some people on Twitter were, posting screenshots.
Yeah, gameplay is all that really matters at the end of the day. It does suck to see that your game may have went down graphically, but if your game still plays amazing, I'm cool with that for the most part. I'll be even more cool if it at 60 frames per second, but that's another discussion. But
with the Spider-Man PS5 Definitive Edition.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen.
Probably also bad that these things are coming to fruition like this close to the release. Like if this is like taking place like a year or something ago, then it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think it's just the internet. They're bored. They don't have anything to talk about. And Spider-Man is right about to come out. Oh shit! Probably is. This is the console wars. I wouldn't be surprised if it was some Xbot was like, fucking Spider-Man. I don't got shit to play. I'm gonna start something up right now. Get these guys riled up. You want your Spider-Man here? Look at this screenshot, and then it just blows up. Yeah.
I think it's just that people want to make fun They want to make fun of a puddle. That's basically what it is. They want to laugh at a puddle, and especially all the Xbox fanboys. They all come out and start talking shit.
They're all
And you have to understand there's still this lingering problem, you know, from the do you remember the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer and how that ended up? And there is some shadow of a doubt over all of this, you know. So I can see why they are angry. I don't agree with them, but you know.
Okay. So real quick, extremely off topic, but who's the best Spider-Man in the movies? Who's the best Peter Parker? The best Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, 120. Tobey Maguire. That is definitely the right answer. Who else? We got Tom Holland, Andrew Lincoln, I believe that's his name. Who you guys?
I don't know who played. Who
said
played
the
Andrew
guy from
Garfield.
The Walking Dead.
I was like, damn, I didn't know about that.
My bad. I don't know.
Andrew Garfield.
Was Spider-Man.
Who played the Japanese Spider-Man?
That is the right answer.
That's the right answer.
Yes.
My bad.
End of discussion.
The
Spider-Man has a gun, dude. You can't beat that.
Didn't they call him the demon from hell?
Yeah, he's literally.
In the Japanese Spider-Man, didn't he have like a mobile suit at one point?
He had a Zord. He literally has a Zord.
I was like, what the hell?
What the hell is Japan doing over there? What the fuck is wrong?
They're doing the right
They're
thing.
doing the right
They're
thing.
doing the right thing.
Well, okay, I think we all agree that Tobey Maguire is the best. Tom Holland is probably
we
second.
could also go with Josh Keaton. I go with Josh Keaton.
I don't know what that is.
Tom Keaton?
Nope. Nobody watched The Spectacular Spider-Man? Wow.
No, I'm all about the 90s
animated.
version.
If we're talking about the animated series, I'm all about that Fox Kids 90s version.
Yeah, it's all about the 90s one.
Honestly,
it has a lot of charm. I don't deny that.
like looking at it, you might be able to say it's a bad show but right now I would say I love it because of nostalgia. Ultimately, I'm pretty sure like the
Which one?
is really good.
Which one are you talking about, Shadow?
The Spectacular Spider-Man, the one in the 90s, the Spider-Man in the 90s, that's surrounded by nostalgia for me.
Yeah,
I don't know,
can
man.
see that.
I don't know,
I can
man.
see that.
I went back and watched that, and I still saw it. I still saw the flair.
Yeah,
I
I was about to say it's more than nostalgia.
Yeah, there's something there. Just alone the fact that Spider-Man wasn't allowed to punch somebody is an interesting fact in that show.
I think what really makes that Spider-Man good is the fact that they did a lot of crossovers in that.
True.
Blade, Daredevil, X-Men.
That's one thing.
Crossovers in the 90s or
So many villains too.
Yeah, and then there was that Secret Wars at the end. Like, she was,
yeah.
There was a lot of good things in there, you know.
yeah. So I think that's it. Until another Spider-Man can top that, like, which most likely ain't gonna happen.
Probably ain't going to happen if it's going to be.
I mean, if you're just purely about crossovers, Ultimate Spider-Man had a lot of crossovers.
Did it?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're all about that,
90s.
so if you're all about that, then try that. But I can tell you, it's not going to be fun for most people. I have seen a lot of people not liking it. I watched it. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. But you know, somebody always is bitching.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, last thing though, who's hyped for the Into the Spider-Verse movie?
Oh yeah.
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
interesting.
That
Yeah,
looks pretty good.
that's
Awesome.
interesting. I mean, considering
Yeah, I can't
also
wait to see
that the whole Spider-Verse storyline was pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, why not? It's a good storyline. Grab it.
Okay.
Even though I'm not so keen on the villains, it's silly, but it's fun.
All right, so two more topics here, and maybe we'll just go into a one more discussion because I'm interested to hear what Riku says about Dragon Quest XI. Cyberpunk 2077. Has anybody seen the gameplay? Are you guys hyped for this game?
I've seen it. I think it looks good, but I don't know how I feel. Like sometimes first-person shooters can get kind of boring after a while, but what they showed, like the customization features and all that, it looks like it's pretty interesting.
Okay. Anybody else hyped up for this game?
I'm
I have to see
excited,
more.
honestly, just for the fact it's from CD Projekt Red.
Okay.
I'm just glad that they pulled out this old license and tried to do something with it, because god damn it, the original developer did not do anything with that. I can tell you, but
What's the original license? I didn't even know. That.
so Cyberpunk was a tabletop RPG from the 80s and 90s, a very successful one and a very good one. But The last time they did anything was in 2003 when they released what we call the Creepy Book of Dolls. That was basically this was when they shoved this thing basically absolutely dead. There was nothing going on with that anymore because they changed what made it great. They had all of these creepy doll shots that are just, why would you do that? It's just, it's like, why would you create a tabletop RPG where all of your artwork is basically just action figures on model sets?
Okay. Me personally, I wish the game was in third person. That's about it.
Same.
I just wish it was in third person. If it was in third person, I'd be a lot more interested in it. But that's in first person. I'm not a big fan of first person at all. What was the game? Borderlands 2 was in first person, and I loved it. But then I discovered a PC mod that made it in third person, and I was like, holy shit, this is way better. I can actually see my character. But I hope they give you an option at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it is about that.
I always found that weird about games that have the deepest of the deep character customization, and then you're in first person. And
it's like, see your damn character. Like, what the fuck do I care? What do I care about the character creation?
It's not about you. It's about the people that sees your character. Like, okay, that doesn't mean that I don't want to see him too.
Exactly.
First person has never been my cup of tea. I do have a certain amount of games that I like that are in first person, but I would have liked them a lot more if they were in third person. So CD Projekt Red, man, you guys need to like come out with some sort of like third person option. Like
maybe it's already in there. Come on.
Do you? I mean, it could be. I mean, do you think Witcher 3 would have been as popular as it is if it was in first person?
And also you have to think about that from another perspective. Deus Ex: Human Revolution was also a first-person game that constantly shifted to the third person. So
I don't know if I'm a fan of that either.
That's not the point, but it's just I see there are options here, and we just wait until it comes out. What probably takes another 2 years or so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. And just real quick, CD Projekt Red, I'm sure they're a great developer, but they only got one game underneath their belt, so I don't know how they're being held in high esteem like Rockstar.
Well, they're not just one game, man.
Well, Witcher 3 was like so amazing that a lot of people, they can do no wrong at this point.
Yeah, and Nightmare, I know you said that they don't just have one game, but let's be serious. They were put on the map with Witcher 3. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, true. No one knew what CD.
Nobody really cared.
Was before Witcher 3. Like they had Witcher. Were they the creators of Witcher 1 and 2?
Yeah, they were. Mm-hmm. And they had a lot of other games before that. It's just you haven't heard about them because they weren't console games mostly, and they weren't that big, but they were a name. There's a reason we know these people here in Europe because they made a lot of games beforehand. Just
so you
Google
think they deserve all the praise and stuff like that again? They've
worked themselves very up. The whole Witcher trilogy was a thing where they learned a lot, and they were rising from being a good mid-tier developer to basically the cream of a crop, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was the.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I think it was just how good The Witcher 3 was, plus all the goodwill from like the free DLC. The physical edition, all the shit you got in that, like no game has ever done that before. The standard edition, you got like a compendium, soundtrack, a thank you note, like a map, all in the standard edition. Like they were just so pro consumer with all their stuff. I think that's just giving them a lot of goodwill. A lot of people.
Okay, I didn't think about that. You might be right. We gotta give them props for doing that, not being money hungry and stuff like that. Just making content because they want to make content to give it out to us instead of like costing our arm and a leg or something like that.
Yeah, didn't they say that DLCs were kind of like full-length games?
Oh, God, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The first one was like 8 hours, the other one was like 15 or something like that. It's crazy.
And they say you cannot make a profitable game for $60 anymore. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And the DLC wasn't on day 2 of the game's release.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So Devil May Cry 5 got a huge gameplay showcase. Everybody's hyped for this, or
Yes,
Kinda
beyond
is,
hyped. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
It's great. They could work a little bit on the facial animations, but other than that, I'm not complaining.
Me and my brother think they're hilarious.
I mean, they're a little bit creepy. We're going into uncanny valley department here. It's okay. It's just a little bit awkward. That's all.
have we confirmed who we're playing as? Is it Nero, and then we're switching to Dante or something?
Yeah, it's basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for the most part going to be like 4, but I think there's a third playable character. Though.
Yeah, but we don't know who they are yet.
So, but you have to understand, the Devil May Cry series basically considers Dante is over. His story arc is completed. We're not doing anything with him anymore. He's still there. He's still playable. But Nero is the big deal now, so get used to him. I think he's a good character.
Yeah, well, at first I may have had
I
a
like
problem with
Nero.
Nero when it came out, but now Nero is cool to me.
I like
the
Nero.
the Raiden syndrome often happens.
Do you guys think that DMC is ever going to make a comeback?
No,
Hope not.
dude, I love BMC. I really did. Like,
Oh,
I know a
wow.
lot of people didn't, but yeah.
If it did, that would be a good game for Xbox to have as an exclusive by Ninja. You know,
I mean,
Hey,
you remember that one
Yeah, for
game
real.
that we promised you guys, Scalebound? Don't worry about that. Here's DMC 2.
So it'd be interesting if Microsoft had DMC and Sony had Devil May Cry.
That would be interesting.
That would be
Cool, man.
We're predicting a whole new war into the future. DMC or Devil May Cry.
just- I can just imagine the memes that'll
can
come out of
only
that.
win on that. Capcom can only win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's the only person that wins is Capcom at the end of the day, and a multi-platform gamer.
I don't think DMC was bad. I thought it was pretty fun. It's just
Oh
that
yeah,
it wasn't, Devil May Cry.
Yeah, like
I
Exactly.
mean,
It
the
just
problem
pissed so many
with it
people off.
was
that was
Dante.
arguably Ninja Theory's best game.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I forgot the Ninja Theory. Okay.
Yeah, the gameplay was never the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always Dante. Like you decide to make him a bitch, make him a Twilight knockoff, and cash in on
A
that.
lot of issues with the story and the setting, but I think the gameplay was never really an issue. Not really. It's a pretty good game for what it's supposed to be. I just wish they would fire their script writer because oh my god, the penis jokes.
The pizza. I even played the DLC with that Michael Fassbender looking Virgil.
I didn't even know that was
I
it.
hate that portrayal of him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's all the topics I have for right now. I want to get into Riku real quick. What's your beef with Dragon Quest 11?
Beef with Dragon Quest. Firstly, I want to say.
Again, I'm gonna put you on time over here.
Firstly, I want to say, fuck Dragon Quest 11.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Where's the eject button? Hold on. Where's the eject button? Hold up.
And then secondly, I want to say I'm just kidding. I'm just
Oh,
kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, I don't have a problem with Dragon Quest. But the reason I'm not getting it right now is because, come on, you know me. What am I doing with Final Fantasy right now?
Now you're playing through all
From the
of them.
beginning.
Exactly. So if I'm gonna get into Dragon Quest, I'm starting from Dragon Quest 1.
So you literally cannot jump into a new series and just go from the most modern game and then work your way back. You
I
literally got to
can.
start from the beginning.
I can, but I don't want to.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's a lot of
especially-
game to play.
I know. Damn.
Hey, I'm already up to Final Fantasy 7, and I started the Final Fantasy shit last year September.
Yeah, but I have to tell you that's when the games get really, really long.
I was about to
Yeah.
say Dragon Quest is long.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is one of these things you
And
might want to
grindy.
rethink. But hey, it's
Yeah.
your choice, man.
I mean,
Hey,
7
like I
alone is
said.
like over 100 hours.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, well, I guess you'll be hearing me when I hop on these podcasts, and I'm like, yeah, so I'm on Dragon Quest 6 and this and that, and it's crazy, and the encounter rate is retarded, and all this other shit, like what I'm going through right now. So
Man, like Nightmare said, I want your time, Riku. I want your time. I don't have time. I want your time. I don't know what you be doing to be playing all these JRPGs starting from the beginning. I don't know what you be doing, but I want your time. I want to switch places with you so I can just play whatever I want, however I want.
okay. Yeah, the ones I want to play is Dragon Quest 1 through 9, and obviously not 10 because I can't. I don't want to fuck with it. Just like Final Fantasy 14 and 11, I'm not interested in those online games. But I think I have a list of like the best versions of each of the games that I should be playing. 1 and 2 are on SNES. I can't remember where is a good version of 3, but I think 4 is on the DS. 5, I think it's on the DS, and then some on 3DS.
Yeah, there's a lot on DS and some
Mhm.
with a lot on 3DS, I believe.
Yeah. And I think someone was saying, as far as Dragon Quest 7, go with the 3DS version over the PS1 version or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I would say
Yeah.
for most of the Dragon Quest that got released to the DS.
Yeah, and that would give me a reason to play this fucking 3DS here, because since I got it, the only game I played on it was Chrono Trigger, and that was a DS game. I haven't even played a 3DS game on it yet. So
Yeah, the 3DS is dead. It's over. It's done. Only thing I'm
you know
looking forward to is
what's funny
Persona
about that,
Q2,
Shadow?
and that's
It's
it.
funny about that. I went from one dead console to another dead console. Like, yeah, I'm over here repping this 3DS. Like, Riku, the 3DS is dead. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
The
We're
difference
doing
though is that
fucking
Sean
Vita.
was
It's fucking
playing-
Vita all over again, Shadow. By the time I get to the Switch, everyone's gonna be on their Nintendo Switch U or some shit. Oh, man, Switch is dead, Riku. What are you doing?
See,
I'm
you
always
still have a ton of games to play through on it. Though.
That is true.
Fire
Yeah.
Emblem, Bravely Default, etc.
Yeah.
That was
Oh yeah.
crazy
My
library.
3DS. Yeah, my 3DS back.
So yeah, so yeah, Riku, I think you are the dead console necromancer.
Yeah. Necro gamer. I don't know.
I'll work on that. That has some potential.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything want to talk about? Want to bring up any topics that didn't come up?
All I'm gonna say about Dragon Quest XI is that if we were ever to see a Chrono Trigger remake, use that Dragon Quest XI engine.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not sure if I want in 3D, honestly.
I think I do.
That engine is stupid, man. It looks so good.
I mean, they're already using the Akira Toriyama art style.
Actually, I would want it in the Octopath engine.
Dude,
Mm,
I want
Same
Final
with the
Fantasies
Final-
4, 5, and 6.
Same with the
that
Final
engine.
Fantasy VI remake.
I like the
Yeah.
Breath of Fire games with that.
I would like that.
No, 3 and 4 at least, not 1 and 2.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Actually, one more thing I want to talk about real quick. What is the number one game you're looking forward to in September?
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest. Okay, good. Souls.
It's a tie-up, Spider-Man and Dragon Quest.
All right. Ba.
That's a hard one, honestly. See, I would get because I'm going on vacation in September, and I was hoping. Well, I wish that Dragon Quest was coming to the Switch already, so I could like play it on my trip. And it would be coming out earlier. But I don't know. So besides that, I guess the only other choice is Valkyria.
Okay, good man. Nightmare. If you're playing anything.
Valkyria Chronicles 4 is definitely on my list, and then there is the Pathfinder Kingmaker thing that I still have, that releases on the same day. But other than that, I'm not so sure. I'm kind of let this. I want to swim a little bit, Let myself flow down the river of experience and see what happens.
Okay. And Riku, I'm assuming you're interested in Dragon Quest 11. Okay, good.
I am. I'm gonna put it like this. If I was caught up with Dragon Quest, it would be Dragon Quest. But since I'm not caught up with Dragon Quest and I'm not buying Dragon Quest, by default it's Spider-Man. So yeah.
Okay. You're like the most craziest gamer I've ever seen in my life. Actually going in order to play games.
Just the thought of getting caught up with Dragon Quest is crazy.
Yeah, I
like now.
I mean, people said the same thing when I started Final Fantasy. It was like, I'm starting from 1. Like, no, start from 6.
Well,
no, start
Final
from 7.
Fantasy is short compared to Dragon Quest.
And Final Fantasy, at least they try to change things up. Like with Dragon Quest, you're gonna be playing the same game.
Like I would have a love-hate relationship with Dragon Quest. It would be torture playing through all those back to back to back.
I don't know if I'll play
Same.
with them.
And I love
if I'll play back to back. But I did play 4, 5, and Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 back to back. So I don't know if I could do the same thing with Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6. We'll see.
When are you starting Final Fantasy 8?
When I'm done with Breath of Fire 2, I'm going into Spider-Man. And when I'm done with Spider-Man, I'm going into Kingdom Hearts 2. And when I'm done with Kingdom Hearts 2, then it'll probably be the rest of the Kingdom, whatever I need to do to get caught up with Kingdom Hearts 3, and then Final Fantasy 8. So
yeah, so you're gonna be there like next year or something like that. You ain't gonna start Final Fantasy.
it depends. It depends
with Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, it depends on how long it takes me to get caught up with Kingdom Hearts 3. Because if let's say I'm done with getting caught up with Kingdom Hearts, and I'm ready for Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's like mid to late November, then that's Final Fantasy VIII time.
Okay, all right. That's man with the schedule. I cannot.
I'm interested. I'm interested to see what I think about Final Fantasy VIII because a lot of people hate Final Fantasy VIII. A lot of people. So it's just like, you know what else? Another Final Fantasy a lot of people hate? Final Fantasy II. And I enjoyed Final Fantasy II.
And Riku,
I
how
love
did you become
both.
a game journalist because you couldn't. You probably couldn't handle it. There's no way you could.
I used to be a journalist, and then I wrote too much, and then everyone in the comic section used to say too long didn't read. So
TLDR.
yeah. So that was a thing.
Okay. All right. So that is it for this episode of HPMP podcast. Sorry guys, Dreamcast guy could not make it. I guess
you could change the title to Dreamcast guy. Am I?
Yeah, that's probably. I'm just gonna take him out of the title completely.
Dang.
It kind of sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Still had a good episode without the dude. Would have been nice to pick his brain, but yeah, what else? Let's just start the outros. JRPG Central, Virgil, go ahead.
Oh, I don't, what do you do in the outro? I'm sorry, I don't even.
Oh, just basically promote yourself.
Oh, well, if you are into JRPGs, which I assume you would be if you're listening to this podcast, I run a YouTube channel called JRPG Central that you can check out at youtube.com/JRPG Central. I'm going to be covering Dragon Quest XI really soon, as soon as I get that on Tuesday, which, by the way, apparently everybody got that thing early.
I didn't get it early.
Walmart. Well, I mean, like, Walmart's were breaking street dates. Like,
Hey, what?
Yeah, and people were getting their orders from Square Enix early. Like,
I'm gonna go to Walmart right now. Wait, dude.
dude, I checked the 3 closest to me right now. None of mine had it, of course, but yeah, really looking forward to that. So check that out.
And guys, I got watch JRPG Central. He's really good. He's got a lot of good videos. His Octopath Traveler review was spot the fuck on.
Yeah, I watched that earlier. Good job, man.
Everything he did was great. The production, you could tell he honestly played the game. Okay, unlike some of these other people out there reviewing the game and not beating it. Again, discussion for another video.
Man, thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, man. Souls, go ahead.
As always, good podcast. Great being here with you guys. Definitely hope we can do this again sometimes. But yeah, thank you everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. Ba.
Happy to be on as always. You guys can find me on YouTube at Of Course Bowser Carriga and Twitter and Twitch at Real Bowser Carriga. I'll see you guys later.
Nightmare.
It's Nightmare Alpha. You can find me at YouTube/Nightmare Alpha with a small K and a large A. I don't know why this is necessary, but okay. I really tried to fixing that, but apparently YouTube has an idiot. It is an idiot. So yeah, if you don't find that, just Twitter at Nightmare Alpha. That works fine. You know, guys. It's nice to be here. You know, it's kind of I have been here from the start.
OG, triple OG here. Riku.
What's good, everyone? Riku Sun One, the only one here, and Breath of Fire, man. Breath of Fire 2 is it's a pain to get through, and it sucks that by the time I'm done with Breath of Fire 2, I can't even get into Breath of Fire 3 or 4, which are the good ones, because Spider-Man will be here, and then I'll be into Kingdom Hearts, and I'll be into Final Fantasy. So it's just like. Trails of Cold Steel 3 next year. Grab your pitchforks, be ready to run down to the Exceed, wherever they're located, and burn them to the ground if it's not ready by next year. And yeah.
All right. And of course, this is your JRPG enthusiast, Shadow Elite, the JRPG god, and we are out. And as always, remember, if there's one thing you can take from this podcast, Pyro will always be better than Mythra.